Okay, it's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we got a beer from the Kernel Brewery in London, and it's a collaboration called London Brick. It's a red rye ale coming in at 6.8% ABV. There's the label, there's the silver bottle cap. It's got a little dent in it, so I'm hoping we haven't got any kind of air gone into the beer, because I will cry on camera. It's been brewed with Simcoe, Centennial and Cascade and rye, and it's a red ale. I'm pretty sure I'm going to love this. Okay, smoke. So we know the beer's fine. Let's get this beer out into a glass and see what we get. As I just mentioned, I am a huge fan of red rye ales, or red ales. And this doesn't disappoint. Look at the colour, lovely ruby red colour, carbonation rising up the glass. It's got a very small one finger head and it looks great. The Kernel Brewery, I've noticed a change, a step change in their brewing process. When they first were brewing in a little archway in London, an old garage, it was all about, it was very kind of lumpy and chunky and big yeast balls, if you like, in the bottom of the bottles. But since they've expanded into a new brewery, it looks like that they've kind of changed their brewing methods, and they've gone for the kind of nice clear look. I will throw some more of that in a while, just to see if it is bottle conditioned. It probably is, but it won't be as unfiltered as it used to be. But let's get my aroma. Let's get the aroma on this beer then. Christ on a bike. Christ on a bike, that is absolutely wonderful. That aroma in that beer just makes my toes curl up. It's big, pungent American hops that are in your face. Let's go again. And it's sweet, and it's malty, and it's hoppy, and I've got to dive in. Cheers. Oh man. Woo! Oh, yes, yes, yes. Licorice, sweet malt, big, oh, and there's the bitterness. Whack! In the middle of speech, it kind of stops you dead. You're thinking, bitterness. But it's just not bitterness for the sake of being bitter. It's a lovely fruity, floral, American style bitterness. It's that grapefruit, that pineapple, that mango. It's wonderful, wonderful stuff. When it paused me with that bitterness, I can't remember where I was. Usually I kind of leave it for a few seconds and then pick it back up. Perhaps if we have a taste, it might be able to chase me back to where I was. Wow, it really is that good. The rye comes through lovely. That rye bread taste, that sweetness, that kind of spicy bite. Oh, it's so good, it's so bready. And the hops in this beer are just mesmerizing. It's really, really good stuff. Really good. I've not reviewed a Kernel beer for a long time. It's always there in the bottle shop where I go in Cardiff, and for some reason or other I always go for something else. I don't know. I pick up some Belgian beer, I pick up some German beer, I pick up American beer, I pick up UK beer. But I never seem, for some reason, I always seem to leave the Kernel stuff on the shelf. But I'm an idiot. The Kernel Brewery are one of the best brewers in the UK at present. probably since 2011, 2012, into 2013. They're a really, really good brewery, and it doesn't deserve to be left on the shelf. I'm going to be picking up more of this in the future. I'm going to carry on reviewing this beer. Mouthfeel then. Mouthfeel is drinkable for the 6.8% beer. What I mean drinkable, I mean is quite refreshing. It's not a thick, gloopy, kind of malty, big kind of earthy, big, you know, clotted cream beer. There is that element of stickiness, but that's the hops. You've got that stickiness on your lips, but it's still very refreshing. It's a refreshing beer, and it's very, I can't say enough how good this beer is. It's so good. The bready malt, the hops, it's wonderful. I want to step back into the bottle conditioned sentence, or where I was earlier in the review, because I was talking to you guys about the Kernel Brewery not being as bottle conditioned as they once were. They used to add chunks of yeast to each bottle. There you go. It is a different colour beer now. It is very, it looks like a glass of, it looks like a big malty whiskey, if you like, a big kind of chewy, weird chocolatey whiskey. It does. I personally don't mind my beers being like this. I don't mind the yeast. I think it gives you that kind of, it's a real ale. You could have been drinking this 300, 400, 500, 600 years ago and it would have looked like this. I don't care for clarity. I like clarity. I do like clarity, but for me, if I was to pour this out in my living room on my own or with the wife, I would dunk it all in, bang, yeast and all, because I think it gives an extra kind of atmospheric, is that the right word? Atmospheric, kind of in the moment. I like that kind of bang it all in, let's go back into the past. Anyway, that's enough for that. Second fermentation process, if you wanted to know, if you found this review by accident, it's the old way of carbonating beer. Put a bit of yeast in the bottle, whack the top on, and it carbonates a flat beer. Before forced carbonation, before machines really. Okay, final thoughts on a rating then for London Brick by the Kernel Brewery. Damn good. It's a damn good beer, and that yeast doesn't make an ounce of difference. I'm not really one for clarity. I like clarity, but I'm not gonna start crying if my beer comes out all murky. It's not me. I'm a man. Rating, I just give the last beer I reviewed a 10 out of 10. But I've got to give this a 10 out of 10 as well. I really have. It's a wonderful beer. I can't take anything away. 10 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Check out the Kernel Brewery, the London Brick collaboration, Red Rye Ale at 6.8% ABV. Put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer reviews, and cheers.